looking at today. So hopefully Dr. Cosmos will be back. I don't know what led to it just cut off. I don't know if that was from his end or it's just the network. But hopefully we have him back soon. Yeah. Pastor Remy, how are
We
you?
thank God. How are you, my brother?
I'm good.
I was
I'm doing
actually
good.
just typing a comment that Dr. Cosmos was giving the holy grail of success for free. What he was saying is fire. He was giving out fire for free. I hope
Real.
that are joining really understand that this is a tremendous service that you are doing to
Yeah.
for people. I don't know whether they fully understand. I hope
I
they
hope
do.
they do.
I hope
I exactly. I can only hope they do because I mean we never got opportunities like this to have some of the wealthiest people talk to us and be so vulnerable and share and be willing to just impact and give hope. Because one of the things I love about conversations like this is it gives hope. To say if someone like this went through all of this and still made it, you and I can still make it, and that's what everybody needs. It's just
yes.
hope
And,
that tomorrow can be better. Yes, sir.
and the great advantage for people like Dr. Cosmos giving to people is that this is not some MBA, big grammar, ROI, LOP, PPT, all these big grammar. He's giving people just what it is. You
Yes,
just have to be ready. You have to be hardworking.
yeah,
You have to have integrity,
yeah.
discipline,
Very
and all will be well.
determined. You have to be extremely determined.
Extremely determined. And don't give up.
Mm.
You are going to fail. Failure is the foundation on which success is built. The biggest
Mm-hmm.
challenge in this generation is they are afraid of failure. You can't succeed without failing. Who is going to be your teacher? It is failure that teaches you and that will inspire you to greatness. And this is
Yeah,
what you teach, and this is what I mean. These are the fundamentals of success.
yeah.
These are the fundamentals. It's such a privilege.
Very, very true. I hope you are coming. Are you able
Honest.
to make it?
When is it? When is the program?
Uh, 21st and 22nd.
Okay. Is it in Texas?
Yes, Houston,
Okay.
Texas, 21st and 2nd. We're also having Damian John.
Mhm.
It's coming from your New York, New York.
Okay. I
You
will.
know,
I will.
Damian John,
Yes. 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 I know him.
founder of Fubu.
Fubu, yeah.
Um,
He's
yeah,
on
he's
Shark
also
Tank. He's the guy on Shark Tank.
yes, he's the only black guy we have on Shark Tank. Great guy,
Yes.
and
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people are so excited about coming. And the event is hybrid anyway. Those who can come physically can join virtually.
No,
But for me,
I would definitely want to come. I'm going to. I didn't
mm,
plan it, but I'll as soon as when I get off this call, I would see. I'll circle back behind the scenes to make the arrangements.
yeah, because for me, it's a whole new revolution that I think is important, particularly for we people of color.
Hmm.
We need to have more mental interaction with our kinds who have defied the odds and
Yes.
risen to where they need to be. The Damon story is also similar.
Mm.
We started Fubu with $40. Fubu, is worth over $6 billion
He
today.
started it near my
Mm.
old office in Queens. He was in Queens with his mother, his single mother.
Yeah.
When he hit his money, he called his mother and said, "Leave the job, come just." And the mother was shocked. That, what are you talking about? He said, "Don't worry, mom." And she believed in him, And this is
Yes,
part of,
it
you must
does.
believe in yourself, and
Yeah.
also so be. I mean, you have to start from the bottom and go all the way up.
Very,
Um,
very true.
don't feel sorry for yourself.
Very, very true. I
And
mean,
congratulations, Doctor, on the massive, massive work that you are doing in
thank you.
Texas.
Thank
Congratulations.
you.
I want to
Thank you.
encourage everybody online to key in because this is, I mean, if this is the future. If you do what you are supposed to do now,
Yeah.
you will be rejoicing in a few years. These are the
Very true. I
yes.
hope our people will partner with us because it's a huge expansion we're doing, and we're open to so many partnerships. I mean, in the next between and mid of next year, the assets we are looking at acquiring is about $200 million. So it's really huge. We're
So
really
I don't want to say I think you are touching that billion because we don't know whether you are past it and you are just you are just covering it. You know that
no,
Yoruba proverb that when the
no.
yam sprout, you use your hand to say, I'm suspecting you, dog. You are playing with us and you are not telling
No,
us
not
that
at not
billion.
at all. May my don't let my helper run away from you.
Dr. Cosmas, I hope you are watching. Oh, he's a
don't,
billionaire too.
don't don't let my helper say, the guy has too much money. We don't need to invest with him.
Because
don't,
this your
don't.
200 acres, 300 acres. When I do the math inside my head, I said, this is billion, oh, billion.
But we thank God. I mean, for me, there's nothing impossible if we come together as a people,
Yes,
you
yes.
know. And it's always when you see what the Indians are doing, what the Pakistanis are doing in America, it's a community effort. Everybody pull their two cents together. This one invest 100,000, this one invest 200,000, this one invest 50,000, and before you know it, a major empire is battered, and it continues to help the community. It continues to help the perception, right? Because sometimes we don't even know that if one black man makes it, it helps the rest of us, because people no longer look at us from an angle. Look at what's happening today. Now most of the tech companies CEOs are Indians, so you can't see an average Indian and be thinking, oh, it's from third world country, is from this. You already are seeing Indians as almost from a first world country.
Doc,
So
if I
yeah,
may come in,
please go
you
ahead.
know what you are just saying, you are even using the sophisticated one like IT.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know just the point you made? And since we're still waiting for Dr. Cosmas, let me
Yeah,
just jump in.
yes, please go
For
ahead.
everybody that's listening, what Doc is saying is so important. As a community, it is clear today that in terms of education, Nigerians are the highest sub-ethnic group of most educated people in the US,
Mm-hmm.
probably in the UK. I can't
Mm-hmm.
say for Canada because they have a lot of Indians in Canada, but in the US,
Mm-hmm.
New York Times has covered it, everything has covered it. But the
Mm-hmm.
difference is that we have all this education, but we are fragmented. So we have
Yes.
individual people
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
great things.
Yeah.
What the Indians have done is they came into this country, one person will be in a gas station
Mm-hmm.
pumping petrol,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will come together, living in the same house, buy that petrol station.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that is pumping gas may be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He's waiting to do his exam. So, number one, they are providing employment for one another. They are leveraging. While you now go and buy a gas station and you are paying somebody $15 or $18 per hour, they have their family, their friends, their community all living together
Mm-hmm.
so they can work 12, 24 hours. Now they now go and buy a second gas station. My brother, sir,
Mm-hmm.
today now in New York, almost all the gas stations are owned by Asian people of Asian descent.
Mm-hmm.
They transformed it into there's this one called Bola Market, where they have supermarket, car wash, almost all the
Yeah.
hotels, the 3, 4 star hotels, almost all of them are owned by people of Asian descent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Almost all the Dunkin' Donuts in America are owned by people of Asian descent. So if we don't come together, like this project in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
if we come together, the worth of Nigerians in the US is into the billions of dollars.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Billions. Absolutely.
Multi-billions of dollars.
Multi-billions,
And we are not
yes.
even talking
Absolutely.
about a contribution of 1 million. With
Mm-hmm.
even just 50,000 or 20,000,
Yeah.
if we came together,
Yeah.
where is the Nigeria town in the US?
I said,
There's Chinatown.
yeah.
There are parts of Brooklyn where you know that this is West Indians. There are
Mm-hmm.
parts of the Bronx where you know that these are all Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the Nigeria town? So
Mm.
there's a lot that we have to do. There's a lot that we have to do.
I agree with you absolutely that, I mean, we're not saying that people haven't betrayed our trust. Um, I the first agent I got, when I started expanding here, my experience with him was terrible, Nigerian. My new house, got a Nigerian to help me furnish it, paid $58,000. Everybody come to my house and say, what they put here is probably $18,000 at the most. Okay, give me receipt of what you even bought with the $58,000 I gave you. Oh, she has refused to give me one. We're looking for a lawyer now to deal with her. But I get it, and that's why I understand when people say our hands have been burnt, we've been through a lot. But I'm also arguing that it's also because we've not pushed out the good stories too, right? The only stories we've pushed out have been the bad ones. When Nigerians or Africans do something that works, they say keep quiet, don't tell anybody else, right? So that they won't copy you or so that they won't know the source of your success. But when they have a bad experience, they are willing to shout it to the rooftop and tell everybody. I mean, over $1 million has been paid to investors who invest in our company in the last 3 years alone, just as their returns. How many of them have gone to the rooftop and say, hey, I dealt with one Nigerian, and he treated me well? It's the day sometimes even when they are delaying receipt or something in the office, many of them start chatting me up. The day they pay them their returns, many of them don't chat me up and say, "Ah, your company, treated me well. I'm good." And so my argument is also yes, we get it that there are bad eggs, and there are also bad eggs in all these nationalities that Pastor Remy just mentioned. There's so many bad eggs too, but the hype surround themselves. Once they see one credible one that has integrity, everybody comes around that one. They guide, they protect that particular person to help him or her succeed. And I've decided, by the way, I have this Indian couple who are going to be speaking, so that the thing sink into our people, right? This Indian couple control, Pastor Remy, you not believe it, over 12,000-acre property in Texas alone. Right? They're about selling to me, about 3,000 or so plus, to me out of their over 12,000. Massive asset. But guess what? It's a collective effort from their, is the Hindu temple, right? Where their colleagues and that temple, everybody, even in church, thank God you're a pastor. One, two people do business before you know they're dragging pastor and say pastor.
Yes.
We can't even come together even in a place of worship and partner and build something great together.
It,
Go ahead.
yes, sorry, sir. It's you hit all the points. One of the things is that we have somebody put that on the chat as well, saying that we are very highly educated, but we are trained for jobs. That's
Yeah,
why today in Nigeria there's this Ibin
yeah,
Power
yeah.
job, this the
Mm-hmm.
other thing. So
Yeah,
very few people like Dr. Cosmos
yeah,
that went into business. And
yeah,
so it's difficult for people who are so used to that safety net
yeah,
of a salary.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so if somebody gets his salary every month and then they go and give you $5,000 and you promise them 6,000 at the end of the month. And then you start telling them something immediately, because most of these stories that sound like fraud.
Yeah. We can hear you.
Yes, man. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you said
Yes.
most of these stories
Most,
that sound like fraud. Go
yes,
ahead.
most of these stories that sound like fraud, they are not even fraud.
Very,
They are
very true.
business, just like Dr. Cosmas was saying. There are ups
Yeah.
and downs in
In
business. You have to
business,
stay,
that's
you have to
true.
be able to stay the whole course.
That's true.
Somebody bought a house, and the house, they said they will renovate it. Immediately after they renovated it, they wanted to put it on the market. Somebody broke into the house. They are talking about Nigerians. We own property in the US. People have broken into the house. They
That's
come in
true.
with a U-Haul truck
Yeah.
and pack everything away. Now, your investor that you just told that
Yeah.
I finished the house, I'm ready to sell. Then you start telling him, they say you didn't. So we have to also teach, and this is what
About,
we are doing,
yes.
about the business.
Yes.
Business
Risk.
has risk.
Yes.
Stop trying to get rich quick.
Yeah.
Business is up and down, but ultimately it goes up when there's integrity, there's discipline, there's tenacity, there's hard work. But the
Mm.
biggest part of it is risk.
That's true.
If you buy Tesla shares of $1, you risk $1. If Tesla folds up, you lose your money. But if
Mm.
Tesla goes to 1,000,
You
you
make
make $1,000. Tesla
yes.
shares of 1 million, when it goes down to 1,000, he's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah.
The higher the risk,
The
higher the
higher the reward.
return. Yes.
Yeah, and you're right. We haven't. That's why I love the topic Dr. Cosmos was sharing before the network. I think his phone went off. We must preach the aspect of risk, the aspect that it's normal to lose money. There's no way you won't lose money when you do business. It's part of entrepreneurship. Things go bad. Things don't always work the way you want them to go. And you must be used to that aspect as well. Welcome back, Dr. Cosmos.
Thank you, Stephen. So sorry, the thing went off and it's been challenging reconnecting. I'm not at home, but so sorry about it. It took quite some time. Yep, I'm with you.
No problem. I guess your phone went off or
I,
something.
I don't know what really happened because I was very passionate about what I'm saying that
You were.
our, maybe they took it off from Nigeria. Thinking I'm trying to get the young people to come and take them, but they better change. If they don't change, whether they like it or not, put
Doctor,
them.
I think it went out when Doctor started talking about Rollins and revolution.
Yeah.
Very true. I
I was
suspect
wondering
that.
when did I say it will happen? It may happen. I said, Doctor is going somewhere.
I suspect that even me, I didn't know you mentioned it. I felt like keeping quiet on that aspect.
No, that we need to sit up because they are so disconnected with the people, and I just pray that they don't get it wrong. But God help us, because but the correct thing is for not for young people to throw in towel, trying
Yeah.
to, because like the lady asked the question or whoever asked the question, you cannot say I ask people, migration didn't start today. It's
Yeah.
old thing, even in the Bible days.
Mm-hmm.
The children of Israel
Mm-hmm.
migrated to Egypt. Nobody took them there. Okay,
Yeah.
Joseph was sold to Egypt, but his parents migrated, out of famine. So migration has always been there.
Mm.
Mary, Joseph also, angel told Mary to migrate. But there are people who go by the leadership of the Spirit, and the angel also come and say, "Go back." The person
Mm-hmm.
looking for his life is not
Mm-hmm.
there. There are
Mm-hmm.
some people who left on their own, like Naomi, and she lost almost everything to come back. So migration has always been there. So I tell people, pray and be sure God is leading you. Be sure
Mm.
God is, but don't just panic and jump out and say because the economy is bad, you must live by hook or by crook. I was in Laos some few months ago this year. I just left. Somebody called me. It was a boy from our village. Laos, where $1 is like 2,000, $1 is like 300,000 of their own money. What are you doing here? He said somebody deceived him. I said, enter the next place and go back to Nigeria. Because in Laos, you use $1 to feed in a day. I said, wow, no matter what you do here, Nigeria is still 100 times better than it. So, but people have decided that it can never be better, and they have really given up and thrown up. So I encourage them, all the people that try to persuade me to stay back in America today, not one of them can see my back.
Hey.
The only thing they have that from me is that they still have bottle of milk, orange juice in their refrigerator, and our power. But there was also the time I decided to go off the national grid in Nigeria and powered my for about 7 years on my own. So it's a lifestyle, you know. So you can also do that if you have the capacity. But Nigeria had rewarded me because I believe in it. I don't badmouth it. I pray for it every day. I have a great optimism that it will be better, and I've been favored on it. So I'm telling people, don't just jump out and say it is completely useless. Look inward. If you get to America, some of our people who get to many brags in America tell you that America is useless. All the things that, guys, you have a quarter there, you have a quarter. And the place they are telling you is useless. We come there, after 6 months, we are working in a free session, we are attending this and all of that. Before you know it, we are living in one of the best neighborhoods that exists in America because we work hard. But children who were born there, as far as they are concerned, it's a useless country, and they have decided and settled to live in a welfare, meal ticket is what they depend upon, and shake their heads and think that is what life has to offer. So the same thing with people that were born in Nigeria. You are saying this country has useless. Chinese are coming every day. People are coming and taking a position in your own country. Look inward. Stop looking outside.
Come on, guys, can we celebrate Dr. Cosmos? This is so much value he's given us today. We'll just take one last question from Pastor Remy, and we'll wrap up. So we'll allow him rest, because I'm sure it's very late where he is. Yes,
Dr.
Pastor Remy, go
Cosmas,
ahead.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would just like you to speak to this issue of going through with apprenticeship. One of the challenges that I see today is that people abandon their mentor before they mature. People abandon the process before. So maybe you have a company, you bring somebody in, you are trying to mentor him. He just knows the cover of the book. He thinks he knows the inside.
Yeah.
So if you can please speak to the seeing it through, serving, suffering, understanding suffering before you start looking at the luxury.
That's correct.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that's what we're saying, paying your dues.
Yeah.
Paying dues. Okay. I could have jumped out and said, I can make it whether I get the blessing of my boss or not. But I waited. I served him. It was his own decision that this is the time for me, because we never sat down to agree how many years I'm going to stay.
Very true.
Because what happened was, because I became a Christian and I went to church to fast, and I locked his shop on a Monday. So he came and for me, because for us, those of us who come from the Eastern Nigeria, our shop is our religion. If you try to talk to an Igbo man, refuse to listen to you. Just shut his shop. Once you lock that shop, he said, now sit down. What is the trouble now? You can come for seminar 24 hours and tell people to come and for improvements. And Igbo man are not interested. They tell you, are they sharing money there? Our first port of call is our shop. So that shop, so my boss couldn't understand that I lock up shop on a Monday morning. I said, what has gone wrong with me? I said, I went to pray. He said, pray for what? I said, I'm praying for the business to survive. He said, I should stick him in the evening. And he can't take 100 naira gave me. I said, what will I do with it? He said, whatever I like, I can go and pray so that my own business will survive. You know? So it was like a punishment. But I engaged him. When I asked him, I said, I worked for you for 6 years. This is not how to settle people. What do you want me to do? He said, whatever I like. I said, Uncle, 5 years from today, 5, God keep you alive. If you had who I will become, you will never believe it. He said, I know you will succeed. I said, oh, thank God. That is all. Thank you for you have said the right word. Because I said things that he could not imagine a young boy of 15 years could say. It shook him. But the problem, like you said, is that people see the cover of the book, think they have seen inside. In apprenticeship, it's a learning place. Even when you are working where they are paying you a salary, go there, work with all your heart. Try to own that business like it is your own, because you have one life to live. And learn and serve with all your heart. The Bible word is that if you are not faithful in another man's business, who will trust you with greater riches? How would things come upon you? I work for my uncle like own his company. I wanted that business to grow with all my heart. I make a great impact in it. So, because it is the same life I lived when I worked for him that I took on my own. But I work in and you are doing just to get by every day. I teach entrepreneurship even in my company. I told the people that work for me, why must you work here forever? I work for somebody. I want some of you to be better than myself. I have no complex over it. And I believe that if you give it your best, you will go out and set up at the mature time. So the most important thing is that people must learn to not running ahead of the vision. The vision is there, but there is appointed time for every vision.
Yes, sir.
I'm your boss. Let me tell you how it is. If truly you can see a vision, let me make an illustration. If in your vision, God shows you where you can pray for a blind person and he will receive his sight. But in the process of that vision, you also saw a man or a woman coming and sitting down by a lantern of a light. Maybe the person will remove his glass and started cleaning it. And now you get to the place where you are supposed to pray for the blind person, where God has shown you will receive his sight. If you just jump straight to pray for the person, nothing will happen. You have to wait for the vision to be completed. And you cannot do anything to help the vision. You need to wait and see an elderly woman walk into that room, remove his eyes and started cleaning the glass. If these are part of the things you see in the vision, at that point you can ask them to get you the blind person open. So people must learn to wait on their vision in as much as you need. So let your boss give you his blessing. That blessing he gives you is important. Serve him truly. When God's time reaches, if he's not willing to but he will release you. And that is the mature time. You didn't cause it, but it is the correct time. At that time, there's no universe that can stop you. I speak these things from experience. There's no way they write them in a book or in a, but these are practical things that happen. I did partnership with somebody. I never tried to quickly, let the person know that I am too smart. The person released me by his own volition. My first partner was your brother. It's, it's my dealer. It's one of our dealers today. I did about 3 partnerships before I set up Coscaris. And I'm still a great advocate that when you start business with smaller capital, you need to leverage on the strength of another person's partner. You may not be forever, but partner, because there are strength you draw from the 2 people's strength, in it. Then if you people have the right chemistry, take it on to another level. If you don't have the right chemistry, when you are going to separate, follow principle. Don't undercut or short change the person. Let everything on the table the right way. When you follow principle, it gives you confidence. David said, "Oh God, I know thy law, and I am wiser than my teachers." Because those laws of God are principles. If you follow them, you will never lose. And you follow them and do things the right way, you will always be at the winning point, because God will be on your own side. Our effort is important, but that blessing of God still come in there. Because, Stephen, you know my story. I told people, I've worked hard, I've made money, but I've also seen God sometimes come on this and do things I knew this is not my intelligence, this is not my hard work. But God asked Moses, what is that in your hand? There must be something you have in your hand that you should bring. And then let God come on top of that thing that is in your hand. Then you see a miracle. Jesus was to feed 5,000 people. But he can create bread from heaven. But the people will be surprised. He asked, what do you have? They said there was a young boy here with his lunch box, 2 fishes of bread and 5 loaves. He said, bring it. It was that natural bread that he prayed over. And atomic energy came into it. And they were giving, and bread was multiplying. Okay? So don't neglect the things you have, because it's not who we are that matter, but what we can be in the hand of God. When you do, but don't come empty-handed. Don't say you don't have anything. Find something doing. Apply yourself to it. And you will see when God's blessing comes upon it with that determination and devotion. I'm jumping back because what you are asking is I should speak more on that mentorship. You can't force anybody to mentor you. If there is a young man that I'm mentoring, one day I called him. I said, you should come and see me. He told me that Emir of Kano is with him. I said, I will never call you again, but tell Emir of Kano that your mentor asks you to come and you should report now in my house. If you think I am, because I don't need you, it's you that need me. You need to submit to your mentor. I'm on my honor. He left in the next 15 minutes, he was in my house. Now, how do you commit or submit to people? It depends on the level of loyalty. But because this guy submit to me and listen to me, there was a time he was in difficulties. On my honor, I'm not saying it for anybody to know. I made $2 million available for him. And as of now, he still has not paid me. But I gave it to him, I said, to support what he's doing. But if you think it's important because he can write SUV and all, I will leave him alone to his own person. When you have a mentor and your mentor to show up. You have no second thought. You are not struggling to submit to that person. It is by your own volition, because you need somebody in your life. There are also people who call me and I have no second thought. And they that till today. No, nobody is an island on his own. There are people who it is my own volition. I told the person that my mentor said, if you see me put my hands at the back, like something I'm hiding from you, pull my hand off and ask me what is that I'm keeping behind. You need to totally and willingly be willing to submit. But when you think you know it too much like that, it doesn't mean you're a fool. There are limits where you can go, but so that's the way it works. In my humble opinion, I have mentors in my life, and I'm mentoring some other people who do them. I said, I won't force to submit to me. Your mentor is somebody you don't go hiding information. If you have done anything wrong, they ask you, you come totally naked, open, because he's a man who is going to restore you and find a way to advocate for you, because you know you will tell him the truth. But if you go telling him half truth, he has to go and get a witch doctor or get something to know the truth. He can provide the medication that will cure you.
Very true. Come on. This is powerful. I thought all of you would keep clapping and clapping and clapping and clapping. This is real. Like I said, one of the unique thing about this class and listening to Dr. Cosmo is he's so vulnerable with the information. He's not trying to make it look fancy. He's just giving it raw. And if you're really interested, you have an opportunity to learn and grow and really become great. I want to ask a question. How many of you are attending the Global Wealth Festival to either meet Dr. Cosmos in person physically, or you'll be attending the event virtually? Can I see you type, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming? Let me see. How many of you? Either you're coming in person or you're going to be attending virtually. Can I see those of you? It's starting on the 21st of September to 22nd, Saturday, 21st of September to Sunday, 22nd. Even Pastor Remy was just hearing about it now, and he's flying down all the way from New York to come and meet Dr. Cosmos. So who else is coming? Okay, I can see the King says he will attend virtually. Who else? Who else? Come on, talk to me. Okay, Oliver is coming virtually. Inyechi virtual. Who else? Whether you want to come virtually or you want to come physically, let me know. Chidebere virtual, because now he's summoning you. Somebody was with Emir of Kano. The person left. I come and see him. Okay. So Dr. Cosmo is somebody you now. So yeah, let me see those of you who are coming. If you're attending virtually, type virtual. If you're coming physical, type physical. Okay. Now, one of the things also that will be happening, guys, on Sunday, for those of you attending the VIP session, we're going to be having a dinner with Dr. Cosmos in my house here in Houston, and with Damien John, the founder of Fubo. A private dinner. You will be able to meet one-on-one, ask questions live, interact. There's nothing to hide. It's just we having dinner together and just discussing, and you can meet in one-on-one and interact better. So for me, like I said, nobody provided this kind of opportunities for me. Okay. And I'm making sure I'm creating them as I rise up, as I build relationship, and making sure those I have met are able to help others. Because I know how many crossroads I've had when I just wish I had somebody who was bigger than I was, who could just say, oh yeah, take this step or go this way or go that way. Today, by the grace of God, even in real estate, I have so many mentees that they're having legal issues. I'm able to call Falano and say, sir, can you help them? I'm able to call Baba Michael Kiro, can you help? But nobody did that for me. I had to build up myself, relationship. And today we are providing this kind of opportunity for you guys so that, because the solution to the crisis in Nigeria is largely entrepreneurship. Let's be
That's correct.
honest. It's largely entrepreneurship. When we say America is the biggest economy in the world, it's because the richest people in the world, when you say 100 richest people in the world, 50 is in America, right? 50 is in America. And that is why they are where they are. And the more we can build entrepreneurs in Nigeria, at least we can gradually cure unemployment. While we're waiting for government to get it right, the economy can pick up, because even government is just to create laws and enabling environment. They are not going to change the country. It's entrepreneurs like you and I who can change things. And so, guys, you don't want to miss it. The website, I thank you for all of you who say you want to come.
And
Go. Yes, sir.
want to get it right, Stephen, nothing will wealth and success spread like fire. Nobody can keep in Nigeria. I started business in Nigeria, but in the last 30 years, I'm in Ghana. I make money in Ghana.
Yeah.
I make money in Cote d'Ivoire. I make money in Gabon. I make money in Sierra Leone. I make money in Zimbabwe. I make money in Japan. So when Nigeria government think they can do something to close me, if they decide to burn the place, I just take my briefcase, enter into my another company and office. The offices are ready. I do business and live a normal life. But it started from Nigeria.
Yeah.
But once you make success, you duplicate it, you multiply it in other place. So that's what the Bible teaches about having dominion. You are in control of your life. You are nobody decides things for you. And so this financial independence is possible if you can apply yourself to it and work hard with depth of sincerity. Stephen had created a nebula, giving you all the tools for you to be able to use. And then the level you could be, only God knows. There are some of the boys, there's a young man I mentored at his struggling moment. Today, I know that guy in a few years will be a US dollar billionaire. I mentored him.
Wow.
But I will let him give the testimony himself. I don't want to mention name. And it's possible. I told them, some of them I lay hands on prayer. I said, I want you to be bigger than, because I am bigger than my former boss. Why wouldn't any other person be bigger than myself? Success is, so if you have that complex that nobody can get to your level, nobody can, it's a way to show. Jesus said, the greater works than this shall you do. Who are human that the God of creation and give you opportunity to do greater than he had done. Your life, God will be disappointed if you return back to him the way he made you. Because he wants to improve it before you bring it back.
Fire. This is fire. This is fire, guys. Okay. So I'll give you the website again, www.stevector.com/GWFUSA. That's the website to go register. All of you have been asked, I want mentorship, I want this. You will be able to get a more interactive session with Dr. Cosmos. Again, www.stephenactel.com/GWFUSA. Again, www.stephenactel.com/GWFUSA. Or just send a DM. If you couldn't get it, send a DM to this IG, and we're going to give you all the details. You cannot miss it. If you can't attend physically, attend virtually. People are coming all over. One of the MCs coming all the way from UK for this event. Everybody's coming. You don't want to miss it. And I want to use this opportunity to thank Dr. Cosmas Maduka for his largeness of heart, for always, just wanting to give back and add value and just share with no holds back, no hiding anything. Can you help me celebrating one more time? Since I've met him, he's just been an amazing father. So please celebrate, 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 celebrate. Come on, you have to do that. Okay? You didn't pay a dime for this, so keep celebrating. Keep celebrating. Honor. I tell people, I want mentors. I say, all you can offer a mentor is not money, it's honor, right? Because he's already richer than you. So the only thing you can do is to honor. Even when you bring gifts, the gift is not to say, I'm paying, it's just to say, I honor.
Thank you.
It's a sign of saying, I'm not taking the relationship for granted. I'm not acting as if, I value that you took time. So help me honor him one more time. Honor him, honor him. I will allow Pastor Remy on behalf of everyone who have gotten value today to give the vote of thanks and we'll wrap up. So,
Dr. Stephen, thank you so much. God bless you. And Dr. Cosmas, thank you, thank you, thank you. I follow you on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And I see you preaching on the street. I see what God has used you to do. And you are a blessing to our generation.
Thank you.
It is a privilege. And while the phone call and the thing cut off, we were saying behind the scenes that I hope, that's all I can do. I hope that people understand that what they heard today in a few minutes is what people go to Harvard, they go to Yale, they just call it fancy name. They have all the fancy name for it. And everything, I love the fact that by the grace of God, you use the word of God to show us that the manual to life is
Correct.
already there.
But
But many people have it, but they are not implemented. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I was driving, I just saw Stephen Akintayo goes live, and I clicked it, and it's such a blessing. And I just pray that God will continue to strengthen you, sir. God will continue
amen.
to be with you, and God will continue to bless you all around. And God will give you long life and divine health. And as you are sowing into millions, because so many people will still see this later, I pray that every desire of your own heart, God will grant in the mighty name of Jesus. God will
Amen.
continue to be with you, sir. We appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for praying for Nigeria, and we join you in believing that
amen.
it is well with Nigeria. And the manifestation will come through many of your children that you have mentored. They will now go back, we will now go back to begin to implement and to show that Nigeria is blessed and Nigeria will be blessed in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, sir. Thank you to Stephen Akintayo Foundation. Thank you to Stephen Akintayo, the organization. And thank you to all of the people that joined from all over the world. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Thank you, sir.
all of you that listen, God bless. Bye.
Amen.
Bye.